Hello, everyone. Now officially. So we are relaunching the Polish Tableau user group. And this is our first meeting today. We've got the special guest, Ella, we've got the Ola, and me, basically. Our aim here today is, maybe even not today, but generally, is to share the knowledge about the Tableau, about the best practices, and basically we want to help people develop, and literally I think that it will be really useful for you. Today we are starting with the sexist topic on the market, so we've got the TabPy, right? This meeting, it will be kind of discussion, so I really encourage you to discuss with us, to talk with us, to challenging us maybe as well. And as I mentioned, I want to have a session where we share our experience from the Tableau and from the whole Tableau and visualization background. So that's the aim. As I mentioned before, it will be in English because we've got also English speakers. So this first session will be in English. Maybe it will change during the during our adventure. A kind request from my side to turn on your camera, just to see each other, to meet everyone. Yeah, because it's online, you know how it looks like nowadays, right? So of course we are planning the also on-site meeting, but today we are trying to conduct this in the online world. So really encourage you to turn on your camera. Thank you Eva, thank you Mikita, thank you Ola, thank you Marcin, thank you Przemek, thank you Ella. Okay, short introduction of people who are leaders of this deal. So we are here for you. Yeah, I'm the leader of this project together with Ola Bracichowicz and Eva Marczewska. Eva won't join today due to personal cases. Basically, we are the business intelligence developers focused on the Tableau. So we are doing some exciting stuff on this technology, and we want to share this with you. Okay, so that's all from my side. We've got the special guest today, in line, of course, with the agenda. Today with us is Ella Worsdale. Is Tableau user group ambassador, so pretty big thing, as I think. She's also head of business intelligence, and plus she's part of the UK Northwest user group. So Ella, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Let me share my screen and hope this bit works. Okay, hopefully you should see something that says to tug or not to tug. Fab. So thank you so much to Pawel and the other leaders for inviting me to speak at the Poland relaunch of the tug, which is very exciting and really chuffed to be part of it, and to see all the people attending. Great to kind of see people outside of my local area for a change. So Pawel gave me a little bit of an intro, but I thought just a little bit more about myself. So I currently live in the north of the UK in the Peak District, which is all nice and hilly, and occasionally sunny, but generally rains quite a lot. I love data. I've been working in an analyst data kind of field for the last 17 years. That probably ages me quite a lot. I guess the bit that I love about data is the impact it has on organizations, on business, on people, and then what you can do with it when the decisions you can make on the back of it, what it kind of tells you about stuff that you can't see just by working in a business. The shift that it can do, the impact it can have on a business and on people is huge from a career point of view, from a business point of view, from a transformation. It's massive. That's what I get excited about. So absolutely love data, like I'm sure all you lot do. That's why you're here. I work for JLL, a small bit of called Integral UK, which is a facilities management company. So we look after buildings. Been working as the head of BI for Integral for the last 13, 14 months. Prior to that, I was in the NHS, so the National Health Service in England, for 16 years. So I managed to escape last year. I wanted a bit of a change of scenery, but it was a big shift in terms of going from kind of public sector work into private sector. But I brought loads of that kind of learning and I got loads of experience to bring across from a similar role. I've been using Tableau since 2015. I first spotted Tableau in a conference at the end of 2014 where someone gave me a 10-minute presentation and I was absolutely blown away. I've been obsessed ever since, just in terms of the power it can have. And luckily, over the following couple of years, managed to implement it across the NHS trust that I was in. And it was an absolute game changer for our organisation and for me in terms of what you can really do with data when you expose it in a tool like Tableau. I'm a Tableau user group ambassador and I'm in my 4th year now, so really honoured to and humbled that I've gone into 4 years of being an ambassador and really celebrate the joy of kind of being part of this amazing Tableau community and network that's amongst it. So really proud of being an ambassador. I'm a user group leader and I'll talk a bit more about that because that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm also a mum, so when I'm not doing data stuff, I've got 2 young boys who keep me on my toes and make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, being responsible. Also, born survivor. So this year I've discovered a love for doing random obstacle courses. So on Saturday I did my second one, 10 kilometers, 30 obstacles, took about 2.25 hours. So I'm not the fastest, I'm getting on a bit, but basically it's going through mud, climbing obstacles, going through freezing cold water, climbing over walls, going down crazy slides. And I'm suddenly quite obsessed with my fitness and doing that. So yes, that's one of my things. So I don't know how I've fallen into enjoying wading through mud, but there you go. Maybe a correlation between data and mud, who knows? But if you're into that kind of stuff, let me know, because I don't know if I'm the only one. So that's me. In terms of my Tableau user group history, so I started leading the Northwest UK Tableau user group back in 2017. I was approached in the summer of that year by Tableau and Interworks, which was a partner that I worked with to roll out Tableau in the NHS, about creating a user group in the Northwest of England. There wasn't one at the time, and they felt that I could hopefully set one up. I was a little bit anxious about doing that and the pressure that would be involved in that, from setting up from scratch, and also who would turn up to my party and things like that. But I set about setting up a in-person event in December 2017 and was lucky that had a great kind of network. There's quite a lot of other people that I knew in the NHS using Tableau, and then stretching out across other people. I actually had about 100 people attend the first event, although so it was very daunting, stood in front of lots of people anticipating some excitement during the day, but I had a few people from the Tableau community helping me out. But I can honestly say that the absolute game changer for me was starting to run a user group, also discovering the kind of community on the back of that. I'd only just kind of understood that there was this, I'd been to a couple of conferences, but hadn't realized how kind of big the data family is across Twitter and social media and in the forums and all that. And for me, the user groups plus the community plus discovering Tableau has been absolute career changing for me. And just I don't think I'd be working at JLL now or friends with certain people or doing the kind of stuff that I'm doing if I hadn't kind of discovered the community and started running the user group back in 2017. So absolute huge for me. So I've been running that for the last 5 years. I did the first one on my own and didn't really want to do any more on my own. It was a lot of work. So managed Lorna Brown, who you may know from the Tableau community, who is a Tableau visionary and absolute legend when it comes to Tableau. I started running it with her and another guy in the community called Colin. So we join it, there's 3 of us running it together, and we do a mixture of in-person and virtual, although prior to COVID, they were all in-person, day events, evening events. And we've always really kind of grown a great community in the Northwest of people that are always kind of willing to come along and present and engage and network, and lets us play lots of games and quizzes and all that kind of stuff. So it's an informal environment that we've kind of created, but it's definitely grown and grown over the years. And at the start of COVID, we had to adapt quite quickly into virtual because we didn't really want to stop doing it and stop having that kind of network. Not as it's challenging in a different way doing virtual ones, but equally, I guess the benefit was that you could get speakers that don't live in the northwest of the UK, which is, so we had people from all over the globe presenting at some of the northwest ones over the last couple of years, which has been amazing. And that's kind of the great thing I love about kind of having these user groups, is bringing people together, having an opportunity to get people to present that won't normally have the opportunity to present in a work environment, but can come along and share tips and tricks, share their experience, not just kind of technical Tableau, but also the experience of rolling Tableau out and the culture. So a forum for leaders, as well as for analysts and developers, for Tableau server admin, all that kind of stuff. We've had all that kind of roped into the last 2 years. And I have learned so much over the last kind of 5 years of being involved in these user groups and attending user groups outside of the ones that I'm involved in. They're just such a great place to learn. Also, you will also see that I supported and co-led the Tableau Healthcare, UK Healthcare user group as well. So Simon Beaumont and other people had set them up, I think probably around 2018, maybe earlier. I'd started to attend because I was in healthcare. I'd done a presentation, and then in 2019, Simon approached me to start helping support that one as well. So I started to run 2 user groups, probably slightly greedy, but it was a great kind of balance because I had a user group that was focused on the area of business that I was involved in, as well as going to a user group that was wider than that in terms of lots of different sectors and lots of people from different backgrounds. So I had a great balance of attending both user groups. So opportunity to lead the healthcare user group for a couple of years until the start of this year, when I've kind of moved industries. So I felt that it was kind of right that I handed over the baton to someone else to allow them to kind of get the benefits of being a user group leader. So I've handed that over now, and hopefully they will continue to do that. But as I said, I absolutely love being a Tableau user group leader. I love bringing people together. I love seeing people kind of connect. So I think, Pawel, you're right in terms of turn your camera on, engage in the sessions, reach out to each other after you've been on this, because it doesn't have to be just part of this event that you talk to each other, like reach out and kind of connect in different ways. I love providing the opportunity for people to share and present and grow, and getting the opportunity to work with different people. So you're sometimes restricted in your work environment by working with people in the same industry or the same company, whereas this gives you the opportunity to learn from lots of people from different environments. So it just widens that remit. So it's great to be a leader, and great to have this opportunity. But great being a leader, but there is so many benefits of attending, which hopefully you will get out of this session and from future sessions, and hopefully when you have in-person ones. But my top reasons for attending a Tableau user group is ideas. You're going to have loads of ideas and inspiration, takeaways to explore and take away back to your business, back to your work, and maybe the fun stuff that you do outside of work. If you're into kind of building dashboards outside of work environment, you'll get loads of ideas and inspiration. I think the biggest thing for me is being inspired by other people that talk about Tableau and data and analytics. Is seeing other people get excited about stuff kind of gets you excited. I guess probably like me, you go into work and other people aren't as excited by data as you are. But actually in these groups, everybody is equally as excited. So it's great to be inspired and see what other people are doing and know, don't know how to do it, but I know it's possible, and I'll probably be able to reach out to them afterwards and ask them all the details. So it's great to be inspired. From a networking point of view, I can't recommend it enough. It's absolutely huge to be able to connect with people outside of your company and field of expertise and all that kind of stuff is great. So meeting like-minded people, like I've said, with similar interests, similar challenges, we're all facing the same type of stuff in this world. So it's great to be able to feel like you belong somewhere, you're part of a community that really understand you. I don't know whether when you try and explain what you do to your family or your friends and they're like, haven't got a clue what you're going on about. So it's nice to come here and feel like you do similar stuff to everybody else. So there's endless benefits of being part of this big community, future opportunities potentially from getting a job. I feel like I've managed to, I guess, progress my career by meeting lots of other people and getting exposed to lots of stuff. The motivation is huge. So being part of this is great. You get the opportunity to grow. So you're getting, it's basically free training, free experience that you get exposed to in Tableau user groups. So you get opportunity to learn new tricks, learn new skills. So you're going to grow on the back of it. So that's a massive reason for attending. If you want to do well and succeed, why wouldn't you want to be involved in something like this? Escape. I was thinking about the opportunity to kind of escape from kind of regimented formal training, formal meetings, formal environments, to come to something like this that really helps you to sit back from your work and actually listen to other people talk about stuff, or you get the opportunity to present as well, to actually have a little bit of time to reflect and take some takeaways away. So it's a good chance to escape and listen to what's going on outside of your current remit. So a great way to escape. And there can be lots of fun. So actually, I get very giddy about these user groups, but they can be really good fun. It's an informal environment. It's a safe space to learn. You can ask whatever questions you want. No question is silly. We've all had to start somewhere and none of us know everything. So it's great to kind of reach out and ask lots of questions. But yeah, making sure that the events are great fun as well. So why wouldn't you want to attend? And it's part of lots of great Tableau and data communities outside of the user groups, but this is kind of one space that you can come together, whereas this allows you to then recognize all the other initiatives there are in the Tableau community. So getting on Twitter, getting on the forums, reaching out to other people, going to the conferences, get the opportunity. But there's loads of great materials out there and loads of resources, loads of great people to connect with. But the user groups is a great place for you to come together. So I can't recommend coming along enough, and really hope that the relaunch is an absolute success, and happy to support any way I can in the future. So I'll leave it there. I think I've done well over my 10 minutes. So thank you again for the invite. Best of luck with the relaunch. Good to see everybody today. If you want to reach out and ask any questions or get in touch, generally, if you want to talk about obstacle courses and wading through mud, reach out. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll leave it there.
Thank you, Anna, for your speech. I think that now we all know what the Tableau user group is. I think that the biggest disadvantage of online meeting is that we don't have free pizza.
Yes, I forgot about that bit. Yeah, free pizza and potentially beverages.
Maybe in the future when we organize the event somewhere in Poland, the will be. So thank you very much.
Pizza and beer.
Pizza and beer. Oh, it will be good event.
And I'd like an invite to any excuse to travel. I'll be there.
No problem. Okay, so let's jump into our next speaker. So it's my colleague from AstraFox, and it will be today's main topic. So TabPy concept. Ola,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, hello and welcome everyone. Like Pawel said, my name is Ola and I'm a BI consultant. And I work in AstraFox. It's a Polish consulting company, along with Pawel. And yeah, on a daily basis, I use Tableau, I use Alteryx and many other tools, but Tableau is used more frequently than other. And maybe just a few words about why I wanted to join Tableau user group as a host speaker. Pawel made me do this. He threatened me. Oh, no, don't smile. No, I'm kidding. I just wanted to, because, you know, I like sharing the knowledge. I like learning. And to be honest, I believe that these meetings will I don't know, bring mutual benefits. I will learn from you, and you will hopefully learn something from us. And okay, I will share my screen. And yeah, just please, one thing to keep in mind, I'm a BI consultant, and like I was said before, so I'm more experienced with Tableau, for example, rather than programming in Python. I'm learning Python, and I want to be a Python developer in the future, but I'm not a pro, so please be aware of this. But don't hesitate to ask any question. If I won't be able to answer, I will get back to you ASAP after I figure it out how to answer. Okay, so with that being said, let's look at the agenda. And for those who don't know what Python is or what Python is used for, I will give you a quick overview because I think this is very important for next topics. And then I will tell you more about TabPy and what it is exactly. I have to tell you a few words how Tableau can pass code to TabPy because it supports 4 different functions depending on what you are going to return from your script. And then I will be connecting to TabPy, and finally I will try to present you 3 or 2 short use cases. We will see how much time we will have left. Okay, so Python. What is Python? So basically, Python is a computer programming language often used to build websites, for example, software to automate tasks, conduct data analysis, for example, with Pandas library. So it's a general purpose language, meaning it can be used to create a variety of different programs, and it isn't specialized for any specific problem. In this view, we have only 6 examples presented. There are more, obviously, but I think this is the most popular one, I think. Okay, so let's move on and let's have a look what TabPy is. Basically, TabPy is a server. I would say it's a framework that Tableau designed to allow Tableau communicate with Python and run Python scripts inside Tableau dashboards. So you can run Python scripts in Tableau desktop, or you can also run these scripts in Tableau prep. So yeah, and Tableau can pass code to TabPy through 4 different functions, like you have in this view. It's script int, real, str, and bool, and it stands for integer, real number, string, and boolean, just to return the different data type. So if you're going to return a string from your script, then you are going to use a script underscore str function. And if you're writing a script that will return integers, you would need to use script int function and so on. And these functions are created like a normal calculated field, and we can use one of those 4 functions, like I said before, depending on what we are going to return. So this is a quick overview, and important thing is that these functions operate as table calculations. This is very important thing to be aware of. And first, when I was learning Tableau and learning TabPy, there is one question that first came to my mind: why? What is the purpose of using TabPy, or when we should use TabPy? Sorry. So it's useful to get just more insight, more information, which we cannot get by default from Tableau. For example, we can use different algorithms like dpScan. I'm not sure if you are familiar with this. It's density-based spatial something. I probably missed something, but there are plenty of, for example, data clustering algorithms that you can use and apply in Tableau via TabPy. So yeah, in a high level, we can use TabPy to create advanced calculations, advanced analytics, to use machine learning libraries. which are not available by default in Tableau. We can import them using Python libraries. Okay, so how to connect to TabPy? To use TabPy first, you need to install it. I'm using Anaconda, which contains many tools, packages. I use it to just simplify package management and deployment. So I will open Anaconda prompt. And to install it, you can just type pip install TabPy. And after a few seconds, it's, I mean, I already have it installed, but this is the same process for you if you haven't installed it before. So we can just type TabPy and hit enter. And for this presentation, I'm running TabPy on my local machine. So that's going to be quite easy to connect. But it's a good practice to have it installed on the not on the same server that you have your Tableau server, for example. It should be always available for users to interact with it and to get the data. So, okay, it runs, the web service is listening on port 9004 in a local host itself. So if I type in my browser, oh, and yeah, I forgot about this, you can check this website to see documentation, for example. There are many links to check, so you can check it. And yeah, when I type port 9004 and hit enter, okay, I don't know. That's great. I love technical issues. Okay. Let me run it once again. Okay, it should work, but I don't know why it's not working right now.
Everything
Anyway,
is live, so you know we are working here without any.
Yeah, every time I was waiting for some issues. Okay, never mind. So now we can open Tableau and we can at least try to log in. This is Tableau desktop. I have a free data set, but first we have to connect to TabPy. And you can click Help, Settings and Performance, and Manage Analytics Extension. I will disconnect because I want to show you how to connect to TabPy. So first we need to point out the connection type. We have TabPy, we had also our serve, which integrates R language to Python. We have Einstein Discovery and so on. Analytics extension, but in this case, we need to click TabPy. And host name is localhost, port 9004. And we can test the connection. Yeah, it was successfully connected, so I hit OK, save, and we can close it. Okay, and I'm going to present you 3 cases. Firstly, we will be connecting to API to REST countries. We will have parameter with the name of the country, and that name will be sent. I will show you in here. So we have REST countries website, and we will be passing parameter in this place. In this case, we have Peru, but we can pass whatever we want. So yeah, this is the first case, but first I want to tell you what is an API. What does it stand for? And API is Application Programming Interface, and it allows two pieces of software communicate to each other and exchange information, exchange data when a user sends a request. So yeah, I've heard a nice explanation what API is. I think it's a good comparison. So we can think of an API as a waiter who takes orders from customers and bring those orders to the kitchen. And after some preparation, the waiter brings food to the customers. So just in a high level, an API works to connect software platforms that would otherwise not be able to interact. So we are in this case connecting Tableau and taking the data from REST countries. For example, the Google Maps API, which I use a lot, gives users an option to search nearby restaurants, shops, and whatever else is close to your location. Or second example, imagine you have an app where you can check the weather. So that's going to be your client application. You go on the weather app, you want to see the weather, and you just send the request to the REST API. It gets to the server when the weather data is stored, and the server finds the data that you are looking for and sends this response back. So in general, this response from the API usually comes in two formats, JSON or XML or CSV, but in our case, it will be JSON. So it looks like here. And the JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and it's just a pairs of name and value. So all the data you'll get back will be stored in these pairs. For example, we will send the request for the capital city, and it's here. So we have the name, capital, and value, Lima. Okay, let's go back to Tableau. And first we have to create a parameter based on country. I am using word indicators data set, but to be honest, I only need this one column with country. I don't need these columns, only this one is. This one I will be using, so I will right click on country region and create parameter. It will be string, and we just have a list of countries. So these names, these values, we will be sending to this website I showed you before. Okay, so I click OK, and I will show this parameter. Okay, I will put this parameter in a calculated field because we will pass this field as an argument to our script. So I have to create new calculated field and only drag and drop this parameter, and I will rename it. Or for example, select country and hit OK. Okay, I will create new calculated field, and our script should return a capital city. So it's a string. So we should use script underscore str function. So it's this one. And basically our function should looks like this. And we will be using this select country field. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, you need to remember that you have to aggregate the data before sending into TabPy, and this is the reason why I'm using ATTR, which stands for attribute function here for my string field. If that was a number, you should use, for example, sum of average, for example. Okay, my script was already written, so I will copy and paste it. Just replace this column. Okay, so yeah, this ATTR select country will be passed to this placeholder _arg. And always remember when you are working with script functions in Tableau to make sure they include the return statement at the end of your script. And I will change this name to be capital. And click OK. Okay, so I have capital. We will add country, area, and population as well. So to calculation, but it will be very similar to this one. I will duplicate it and rename it. First one will be area. So I will copy my code. As you can see, we have script real. It's area, so it's real number. I think it can be also integers, so it can be script real, script int. But yeah, let's just left it as it is. And I only changed three fields, I would say. So here is area here, and also in this return statement. Everything else is the same. I'll click OK and just duplicate this field to create population. Okay, we have our three calculated fields, so we can move select country to rows and drag and drop this this pre-calculation also to rows to see what we will get. Okay, so we have the capital of Afghanistan, its area and population. When I change my parameter to, for example, I don't know, Cuba, we have new data, we have new capital, city, area, and population. So yeah, we can change this parameter and take and have new values populated in this field. For example, we can create dashboard. This is a simple dashboard with map and parameter action. I will create a map. Just a second. Okay. I will change the map. Just a second. Okay, I can move this country region to color. for example, and or to labels. And I will hide this legend. And now I can create a new dashboard, just dragging and dropping these sheets. This is the parameter. And I will expand this view a little bit. Okay. And I will create a parameter action because I want to, after clicking, for example, Poland, this parameter to be changed to Poland as well. And those data, these columns should also change, should take new values. So I click actions, change parameter. Our source sheet is the map, so it's this one. Runs action on select. Our parameter is this one, and source field is also this one. And we will be setting these values to parameter. I click OK, and we will test it. So I click Poland. This parameter has changed, so also these values. Okay, so this was the first case, and let's move on to correlation. So correlation coefficients are used to measure how strong a relationship is between two variables. We have empty cars dataset, which contains measurements on 11 different attributes for 32, or I don't remember, 30 something different cars. And we are going to see the relationship between horsepower and acceleration. So first I'm going to create a simple scatter plot. And also I would drag and drop model to details. And you can also add, for example, trend line. So yeah, we can see there's pretty good correlation between these two variables, and let's check what Python will tell us. So I will right click on this sheet and duplicate as crosstab. And we have this data in tabular form. I will drag and drop group because I want to show you something later on. It's just grouping mares to one group and other cars to the other. So we have only two basic groups. And yeah, we can create new calculated field. In this case, we should use script real. And our field will, our function should look like this. We are wrapping into average, like I said before. We have to aggregate these values. So it's the first one. And the second one. So previously we had only one parameter. In this case, we have two. And I will take these values and send them over to Python to do something with them and send back value. So yeah, I have this script written, so it's this one. And yeah, I will rename it. As you can see, I'm using NumPy here. I'm importing a library called NumPy. And this library offers many mathematician functions, random number generation and generations, and so on. So it will be useful in here. We have two arguments. Average acceleration will be the first argument, and second, this horsepower will be the second one. And finally, we have return statement to return correlation between these two variables. And we have three print statements. So I will save it and move it to measure values. So I replaced. I can format it to see more decimal places. Okay, and yeah, there is pretty good negative correlation in this case. And after I switch to my console, I can see how the data is moving between Tableau and TabPy. So I'm sending two lists. This one is, for example, in my table we have 22.9, and here we also have 22.9, and so on. So these numbers, the acceleration values, are put into a list and sent over to TabPy as arg1, and we have also horsepower, and these numbers are also sent to a list and sent back to as arg2. And we'll also have return value because we have it in print statement. Okay, I will close it, and we can change this calculation. We can change compute using to be pane down. And we have to wait a while. Okay, probably it's too long. I will cancel it, and yeah, I will close my console and just connect to server one more time. Okay, sorry for that. And yeah, after changing this compute using to pane down, we can see we have two values. So when I open my console, we have two separate scripts to return these values. So we have, this is first script, and we are passing the 17.3. So it's these values sending to be, a list, combining to a list, and have it as arg1, and those values are arg2. And the second statement, the second script, is taking these values. So we have two separate values. And thing to keep in mind, obviously, there is a function called window core in Tableau. I will show you how to do this. It's built in. It's much easier, and it's pretty straightforward. So I will type window core and just type average of those two values. Okay. Cool. I hit OK. We will see. Or we don't. Yeah, the same problem. Sorry, I will close it and I'll open one more time. But these values should be the same. And yeah, I will open. Bring it to measure values. I will change format. And compute using pane down. So we have the same values. It was much easier, but I just like to give an example how you can add a print statement and check in console what is going on. And we also added a second argument. So I just wanted to add second example. Okay, and I think we are running out of time. I've preferred maybe I will show you very quick because we have the third data set with reviews. And I like to present you sentiment analysis. It is a technique which uses natural processing to returns a score between -1 and 1, which rates, I would say, the positivity of the string, with 1 being very positive and -1 being very negative. So I will drag these reviews to rows. We have a lot of reviews, and I will create calculated field and copy and paste this script. Okay, so I will drag this script to text. And after a while, we have values, and yeah, these numbers with negative values represent negative review, and positive values should represent a positive review. And when I open it, as you can see, I imported NLTK library. Python provides multiple packages that compute this sentiment analysis, but in our script, it is this NLTK library, and I'm using one argument, which is this review attribute, and I'm passing it in here. Okay, so I think this is everything I prepared. Thank you so much. And maybe some of you have an experience with TabPy. Maybe you want to share something with us. Feel free to unmute and tell us something, or maybe you have a question about it or a feedback. So yeah, thank you.
Voila. So guys, do we have any questions?
Hi, I'm Jonas. I'd like to ask you one question about arguments in functions. You were passing 1 or 2 arguments to your script, and is there a limit on the number of those arguments, and this is why 2 were maximum, or there is no limit at all? Thank you.
Oh, thank you for this question. And I think that yeah, we were passing 1 or 2 arguments, but you can have as many as you want, 10 or 100, but I'm not sure what performance would be. But as far as I know, there is no limitation on that, to be honest. The maximum I tested was 10, because I just didn't need much more. But I think, yeah, there is no limitation on that. So thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay, we have another. It is possible to return, for example, a data frame or table from the the script. Yet I have 100. I'm not 100% sure, but I think just one value should be returned from the script. So unfortunately, at the moment, you can just return a table, and like you said, or this data frame. So yeah, there is a limitation because just one value should be returned.
Thank you for your answer.
Okay.
Do we have
Thank
any
you.
other questions? You can use chat as well. If not, I want to thank you, Ola, for this such interesting presentation. It was really cool to see how to blend these two tools. And now it's time to share my screen. Can you see the Tableau certification page?
Yeah, I can.
Super. So I'm curious, do we have people who are holding the Tableau certifications right now on this call? Hello, guys. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so maybe I will just tell you something more about those certifications. I will focus on the three main certifications, let's say basic. We've got also the partner certification. So if your company is a Tableau partner, you can pass the certification of the consultant and the architect. So architect is generally for the people who are doing more with the background stuff, like engineers or someone like that. A consultant is a person like me, so he is doing more visualization and the front end stuff. In terms of those basics, which I mentioned before, we've got three options. So Tableau Desktop Specialist, Tableau Certified Data Analyst, and Tableau Certified Server Associate. I will show you on the Tableau Desktop Specialist how it looks like, because it's the, let's say that's the first and the most recommended certification in the Tableau. I passed this months ago. It costs just $100 and it now expires, so it might be a little bit good thing in terms of this certificate. Regarding exam, you've got the 45 question and 60 minutes. It's proctored exam, right? And basically, from my experience, it's rather theoretically than something which based on the real cases. But it really, based on my example, it helped me to, just put knowledge in the right place. So if you are, if you get more experience than 3 months, you can start to prepare and to pass this exam. What's the exclusive of the Tableau is that you've got the Tableau Desktop Specialist exam readiness and desktop lessons. So let me share it with you. So there is an option to prepare for this exam. So you've got the option for the 6 weeks of interactive training, and you can you've got in this package 2 attempts to the exam. It cost $800 of dollars. So it might be a little bit expensive, but it's really recommended if you want to try to pass this exam. What is next? Next, it's quite different than the other business intelligence tools. We've got the class where you attended to the real class, of course, in the online way. It depends on the class, basically. So when you find the class, you can make the schedule, but it depends on the class. It costs usually more than $1,000 of dollars. So I really recommend the Tableau Desktop Specialist. As I said, it helped me to just categorize my knowledge. Yeah. Next is the Data Analyst. We've got the price, of course, is higher, but it's concerning a lot of knowledge and the practical knowledge. What's the best thing, I think, here? And it's proctored exam for the 120 minutes, so basically 2 hours. And there you've got the, if I remember well, you've got the 10 practical cases. So it's a little bit different. It depends if you like more the theory or the practice. So it's prepared for the people who are analyze the data. So I guess that many of us are doing this in our daily job. So highly recommend for such people. And here we've got the readiness as well, plus some extra learning paths. Like here, I'm not sure if you are aware about the learning paths. Maybe that may be the topic for the next our meeting. Okay, so that's the second certification, and the third, I think the most difficult is basically for the people who are dealing with the server. So we've got the 90 minutes there and 55 questions. It's the proctored exam, sorry. And basically it's about the server administration. Of course, we've got the prep guide for the every exam here. And recommended experience is 4 to 6 months, but I heard that it's a little bit difficult, so even more is more desired here. Okay, so that was regarding the basic Tableau certifications available right now, because it where I think that many of the certifications were decommissioned. Next, we've got the partner certifications. So it's, as I said, it's for consultants and architects. So it depends if your company is the Tableau partner. So it matters if you are just the license holder or your company it's the partner of the Tableau company. So yeah, basically that's it from my part. Now it's part for the any other businesses. So basically it's dedicated for any other topics. Today we want to tell you about the job opportunities in our company, my and Ola company, so AstraFox. If you are Tableau geeks and you want to develop your skill set in terms of the Tableau or Alteryx or Snowflake or Power BI, we highly recommend our company. Ola can agree with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we are looking for people who are really in the, depends on your level, but we are looking for coaches, BI developers, etc. So you can find more news on our LinkedIn profiles or directly in the AstraFox company. Okay, that was the almost last thing. Now I will share the screen. Just a second. Am I sharing next meeting page?
Yep.
Yes, you are.
Super. So next meeting will be on site. We can't swear on 100%, but on 99%, it will be on site with pizza and maybe beer, as Ola mentioned. It will be middle of December. Exact date will be determined later. The main topic will be, we will focus on the Alteryx server and the whole permission policy, which sometimes it's not clear for everyone. So if you are curious about those topics, we highly recommend to join our meeting. It will be probably at Warsaw, but it's still to be determined where it will be.
Yeah, or someone, maybe some of you have interesting topic to cover and to join as a speaker. So let us know.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Ola. So yeah, we are still waiting and looking for some interesting topics. So if you have something like that, and or maybe you have some interesting case from your work, we can give you some time to present this for other people. Basically, it's quite everything from our side. Guys, do you have any questions or you want to say something? Don't be shy.
Okay, shy people.
I understood. It's not. Let's say easy to raise hand and express something. So basically, guys, thank you for your attendance today. Have a great evening and hopefully see you on the December meeting.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for today. Best wishes for you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.